Brown pumping off adrenaline. I'm way too in my element. I know there's people better than, but right now who is better than? A man that's working hard as shit, trying to find a pot to piss. Showing all the ups and downs, shit is filled with awkwardness. Working on my discipline, time for me, I schedule it. Show my life unedited, I'll be doing shit I never did. Music therapeutic.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Extreme Lifestyle Living Podcast. Now, obviously, many of you guys are very well understanding as to why I've probably taken a hiatus the last 2-3 weeks. But for you listeners, my audience that isn't in my immediate community, my clients or anyone that I talk to on a daily basis, just through, what I do for my coaching business and my clients and things like this. I just got really, really sick. In January, I got a virus. I can't remember. I don't know how to pronounce it. I always call it Nordic virus, but I think it's called something else, and I always botch it. But it was a very, very bad stomach bug where I was just literally couldn't keep any food down on any angle for 2 or 3 days straight, and it was a 4-day affair because the first day I was like, "Am I getting sick?" Day 2, 3. Absolutely dying, and then day 4 was just kind of slowly getting back up on the horse. But then I got the flu. I got the actual flu where I had a fever, the sweats, the chills, no throwing up or anything like that, but just absolutely gutted. And in between getting sick, for those that weren't around or anything that I shared with, my cousin got shot 6 times in his backyard, and it's the closest I've been to grief. It's not blood related. It's my brother's family, but for you guys that are I've been around for a bit, know that I don't know my father, don't know anyone on my father's side or anything like that. So my brother's family is the closest to family that I've had, and I've grown up with his entire family, very closely related. We've just been in the crib together from since as early as I can remember. And Isaac was my cousin. I call him my cousin because most call him my brother, and 7 days older than me. So, I got that Nordic virus or whatever the fuck it's called, sick as hell. As soon as I got better, I got a call about him getting taken away from us way too early. And then the week and a half later had his funeral, and then had a flu outbreak at the funeral. And then I got sick again for another 6 or 7 days. So all in all, I had a very mentally testing fucking January. And to be honest, this past week has been the first week that I've been back in the gym since the very first week of January. So I literally went, I finished my bulk at the end of because last year, my idea was this year I was going to get into doing 2 bodybuilding shows, had a couple other goals. And end of 2024, I was really building up momentum to finish my bulk, try to break 200 pounds. And I worked incredibly hard to get there, especially my clients and my community. I was very, very vocal about the food, eating 4,000 calories a day. And it was just incredibly hard. And, I worked really, really hard to get to 202 pounds. And all in all, by the time I got back in the gym, and even right now, I went straight down to 182 pounds. So I literally lost 20 to 22 pounds over the course of 4 to 6 weeks, just trying to figure out, just trying to be healthy, and I don't really care about it, to be honest. Obviously, in hindsight, I was very, very agitated and beating myself up and just being too hard on myself, just trying to what the fuck, I worked so hard for this. But the silver lining of it all is, I realized that 99%, I don't want to say 99, to shit talk on myself, but I'd say 90% of my life, I realized I wasn't even operating in alignment with who I want to be. And what I mean by that is taking a step back and looking at my life from the last 3 or 4 years. I'm always reflecting, as you guys know, and I exceeded all of my expectations last year. Last 2 or 3 years, I've had a lot of self-actualization come to fruition from the standpoint of years ago, I said, I'm going to get these goals accomplished. I'm going to go for it. And, I don't want to say I had a lot of disbelief that these things are going to come real, but, when you actually are trying to change your life beyond comprehension, and I mean that, beyond comprehension, whether it's a financial goal you're trying to get and trying to see or make more money than you've ever seen, a physical goal you're trying to feel physically different than you've ever done, whether it's losing weight, getting stronger, running, or doing something without pain, whatever it may be, or whether it's changing generational changes in your mental health with anxiety, depression. When you're making these changes and want to make these changes that are beyond your comprehension, you're praying for these things to come to fruition. You're praying to look in the mirror one day and be overwhelmed with how great you look and how great you feel. And financially, same thing. You're striving for a career or an advancement to hopefully one day not ever have to stress about your finances and maybe retire your family, yourself, and maybe take people on vacations. And when it comes to mental health, you know what I mean. You pray for those days where your anxiety isn't there and you feel confident within yourself within anxiety. You know, your depression anchor isn't there, what's holding you back, feeling less than and questioning who you are as a person, and everything in between. You know, the generational changes too, really changing the entirety of your life existence, right? Taking everything you've ever been taught growing up, reflecting on it, being honest with what doesn't align with you, challenging things that you believe or you believe in different in, and just all these different things. You know, when I got sick and I just sat on my fucking ass and literally had to watch Netflix and just fucking die and just literally just had to be within my own presence, like, I realized I wasn't operating as truthful as I should have been. And I'm so grateful I had this realization, because this entire podcast episode just like a life update. You know, it's actually funny. I said to my clients and my community, I was like, I'm gonna put a video in of some changes that I'm doing for my life, because I really want to give everyone updates. But you know, the videos for the most part can only be a minute, and I can do a 5-minute voice note, but I want it to be very personal. So I think I'm just, you know, I'm going to do this on the podcast, send it into the group, tell everyone to listen to it, because it's only going to be short. It's 5 minutes going into it now. By the time I'm done, 10, 15 at the absolute most. But I changed everything, you know, like this year I was going to do 2 or 3 bodybuilding shows. I got rid of those. I don't want to do those at all anymore. Not from anything negative or thinking I'm not capable of, but you know, last year doing the bodybuilding show, it was about rekindling my relationship with myself, because the last show that I done in 2017, I was practically just a drug addict. You know what I mean? I was partying all the time. I was doing drugs. I was doing PEDs. I was doing things I wasn't proud of myself of. And, you know, I had this ego about me doing that show. I just expected myself to do better, and not from anything other than what I thought I deserved. And I just remember leaving that show being like, I'm gonna rekindle this one day, and I really, really want to. And you know, even taking the bodybuilding show aside, I was training in pain. I had a lot of pain. I tore my left pec. I had 3 hand surgeries, you know, and then had all of the leg injuries from the car accident and hernia surgery. That, like, I just wanted to get in the gym 4 to 6 times a week without pain. And I was like, if I can do a bodybuilding show, it's icing on the cake. And I did all that. I exceeded all my expectations, and then I let my ego run rampant. And I don't want to say let my ego run rampant, but I think the biggest thing I realized was I just had this gap, and I actually talked to Jess about this today when we had coffee. Like, you know, if we don't have these systems and routines in our life in play, that we make sure we can give ourselves the praise and be proud of ourselves and look at ourselves through the lens and the light of, look at the work you're doing. If you don't have that set up in your life right now, like whether it's a financial goal you're going for and you're actually seeing success towards it, it's like any goal you have, financial, emotional, physical, or whatever it is, if you don't have something set up already, I was talking to Mel about this too as well. Like if you don't have something set up where you can be proactive and appreciating who you are with what you're doing, within what you're doing and within who you're becoming, you're never going to really see the success that you deserve. And I'm not here to say like, oh, you can only give yourself this validation when you in fact have accomplished X goal. It's a continuum. You're always going to be striving for more. The grass is always greener. There's always more money to be made. There's always more muscle to be gained. There's always more fat to be gone. There's always more challenges from a mental health standpoint. There's always more challenges from a generational change standpoint. And it's like, as long as you are in fact embarking on that journey, period, you need to have these systems and these routines in your life to be able to look at yourself in a position of the light you're actually in. And what I mean by that is being proud of yourself. And I realized I didn't fucking do that at all. You know, not only have I exceeded my expectations from like getting in the gym and working out and all these different things, but I never planned on being at, like, I thought where I'm at now with the financial freedom. And when I mean by financial freedom, it's just me compensating for a job. You know, I'm doing this by myself. Am I making, you know, hundreds of thousands of fucking dollars? Fuck no, you know, but am I making the same amount or maybe a little bit more than my old jobs? 100%. And that's all I ever wanted, was to have my schedule, to be able to sit here and articulate myself and lead by example. And I did all that way more than I could even comprehend, that I didn't have a system set up to be proud of it. And unfortunately, I had to get super sick, had to have a cousin pass away, not saying that's justifiable at all, but I had to be put between a rock and a hard place for me to be able to look at myself and be like, hey, what is it that I'm missing? What is it that I need? And, you know, once I had these reflections, I like realized so much. One, I have exceeded every expectation of myself entirely. Not only from a financial standpoint, from creating this job in this community, but from a gym standpoint and becoming pain-free and having all of the resources and the people I have access to right now, call my NASCAR pit. Even just the relationship with Emma, my relationship with God, my relationship with myself, like all of these things I single-handedly have created and developed and worked towards. And like have put in the work to really become this man. And, you know, I'm super proud of that. However, I haven't gave myself the praise or even have anything set up in my life to be proud of that, you know? And I think that's just so important because we're always so eager to put in the work and show up and prove to ourselves and everyone else around us that we are in fact doing certain things, but at the expense of what? At the end of the day, you could do a lot less and be a lot more proud of yourself if you're at least acknowledging it. You know what I mean? There's so many people I could shout out right now that I'm working with, but I don't want to because I'll end up just going on this like hour-long tangent of every single person I work with. And because I know every single person I work with, I'm your best fucking friend. 110 motherfucking percent. I know every single thing about you. And it's because I give a fuck. You know what I mean? And that's a big thing I realized I missed for myself, was just being proud of the fucking man that I've become, proud of the boundaries I've created, proud of the business that I'm doing. Even a couple of my clients, when I told them in person, like, you know, because I am fortunate enough to see some people in person every now and then. And, you know, like I do share, I'm very vulnerable with the people I work with, and I love that. And a lot of them have said, like, you know, when I was done when I said I verbally was like, I'm done doing bodybuilding shows for now and all this stuff, like, it was funny, like several of them were like, well, we don't need you to prove anything for us. Like, we're super proud of you. We see the work you're doing every day. And it's funny because hearing that, like, I don't give myself that at all, you know? And, you know, I could go on this long ass rant about all this different stuff, and I don't want to make this episode too long. I really want these to start to become like anywhere between 8 to 15 minutes, short, sweet, impactful. But the biggest thing is, you know, this year I plan on doing 2 bodybuilding shows, and now they're completely gone. I was working with Cole, as you guys know, and he's still my boy. Appreciate you, Cole. I know you don't listen to these, I know a lot of you guys don't in terms of like that side of my life, which is, you know, it's not no bad blood about that. Some people just aren't into this type of thing, but you know, Cole, still great relationship with him. He's a brother from another mother. I know we're gonna have an incredible relationship for the rest of our lives. But you know, I took a step back from coaching with him because I needed to find needed to find myself within the gym again. You know, I did the bodybuilding show, never thought I was going to do it. So now I'm working with another coach. It's not even another coach. It's more of a partnership. This guy's actually going to start helping me program for my clients and stuff as well. And, you know, there's more to share on that. But, you know, I got a new guy in my corner. I met with him last week. He's trained me before in person. The only guy that ever trained me in person. And, working with him, not only just for me and my own goals, because again, I want to get into more athletic training. Like, you know, what if I want to do a Spartan race? You know, what if I want to do all these different things? Like, you know, like I've never ran before, never did these things. And I want to get into more athletic style of training and, you know, challenge myself from a perspective of, like, you know, I got injuries, left pec, my left glute, my left rhomboid, my right rotator cuff, all these different things. And like, I really want to bridge these imbalances and get as super fucking incredibly strong as I can. And, you know, I'm finally taking ownership over that. And, you know, I can't do that while doing bodybuilding shows. It's an entirely different process. So, you know, I'm super, super excited about this. Like, I'm even thinking about my workout tomorrow, and I'm fucking cannot wait to go to the gym. And I love that about myself again. You know, when it comes to, honestly, like everything has changed. You know, I don't care about anything other than making myself super proud. I want to make Emma super proud. I want to make Emma's family super proud. I even rekindled my relationship with my little brother, my mother, and, you know, I've still got to go see my grandparents and stuff, but I'm just putting all of my stuff aside because, not to sound rude, because I know my family does listen to this, which God bless you guys, love you all. We all have differences of opinions on life and what has happened and what should have happened and what we think things should be. And, you know, at the end of the day, my little brother got 3 beautiful fucking nieces, 3 little kiddos. DJ, you got the one, the Violet, a beautiful fucking child. You know what I mean? And I just want to be super present within their lives. I want them to grow and know who I am and be super proud of me. And that's all I give a fuck about. I also just want to travel. You know, I don't have any overhead expenses beside my rent, and, you know, everything else is for my phone. And even me doing this podcast episode, I could do this anywhere in the world. You know, and just live more abundantly in that regard. You know, our lease is up in the end of August, I think, or July, somewhere like that. And, you know, instead of like putting all my eggs in one basket for bodybuilding and put myself in this box, like I'm just going to pay off all of my debt as much as I can, put every nook and cranny to that, travel as much as I can, and, like, you know, just enjoy my life and the fruits of my labor. And just, that's all I want to do is focus on being happy, focus on being present, and just honestly, there's making sure that I get back to my roots of challenging the man that I'm potentially able to become. And not even potentially, I just want to get all of the opportunities that arise. I want to take advantage of them. And, you know, I did realize once I got into this space like 2 or 3 years ago, I just wasn't as challenged. You know, when I was working for Good Life, and, you know, trying to figure out a master plan to go to the Good Life, and, you know, started working for Supplement King, that was a whole different challenge. Like, like they say, pressure creates diamonds. That pressure made me become a diamond to get out of that. You know, same thing when I was working with Supplement King and, you know, needing to get out of that and take this next step to build this life that I'm living now. Like, that took a lot of pressure to create this diamond. You know, and to be completely transparent, since I've been out in this space, like, after the first 6 to 8 months of me really working and building it, like I was kind of lost. Like, obviously I know there's a lot of things I still could be doing, like registering the business and handling all the taxes stuff. 'Cause that's a big frog I got to get situated. And like, I've been doing it, but it's just like, let's shut the fuck up and get it done. Same thing with them balances for the gym. Like, I've been thinking about those forever and always questioning them, but it's like, why would I let my ego run rampant to do bodybuilding shows when I have these nagging leggy injuries? Like, let's just shut the fuck up and get it done. And, I just realized I wasn't putting myself in a position to feel pressure that I just truly, truly needed and missed. And that's the biggest thing that I realized. I just had like a big misconception as to like, I don't even know if it was a misconception. That's what I mean. I'm still trying to reflect on it. But the biggest thing is I just missed the marker for who I became. And I just think there was a lot of disbelief as to me getting here. And there's a lot of different perspectives as to where I thought I would become now. What I mean by that is, I thought a lot of this, one, like I didn't think any of these dreams were going to come true of being able to have a community, lead by example, all these different things. But at the same time, I didn't think it would come to fruition this soon. I thought like by 45 I would have it, like as I was having a family, all these different things. And, it's like, nah, I'm fucking 30. I just turned 30 this last September that just passed, and I exceeded all my expectations. You know what I mean? So it's like, let me take a step back. Let me enjoy the fruits of my life. Let me enjoy my relationship with Emma, the one that we've built fucking incredibly a great life on. Like, let's enjoy each other's company. Let me enjoy her. Like I'm 30, but by the time I'm 35, like I'll be looking at settling down, having kids and all these different things. And, it's like, let me get ready for that. Like, what am I doing? Like, I have a life that every single person out there dreams of having. And, shout to you, Logan, for always reminding me, like when I hired you at Selma King so many years ago, and like, not that that's a label of a friendship by any means, but you always put that image on me. Even Christian, we talked about it the other day, right? When you see me at the gym, it's like, I've done a lot, you know what I mean? Just as you all have. And, I love that you guys all look up to me in all these different areas and stuff. But I just think the silver lining of it is that, no matter how much work you do, if you're not sitting there appreciating yourself, you're just never gonna fucking be happy. You can make $1 million, you're not gonna be happy. You will lose all the body fat and gain all the muscle, but you're not gonna be happy. You could get that relationship you think you want, you're still not gonna be happy. You could create the boundaries and do whatever the fuck you think you need to do, but if you do not have something set up already to look at yourself and be proud of what you are doing, I'm not talking about be proud of where you are, that's a whole different conversation, but be proud of what you're fucking doing, because one, you're fucking capable, because number one, you're capable. Number two, you fucking are worthy of it. And three, you deserve to be feeling fucking jazzed up from your own doing, So other than that, that's it. You know what I mean? I just really wanted to just share like a little bit of my last little bit with you guys. It was absolutely fucking the worst time in my life, and I'm not going to ever deny that. But I also, as I say, that's the silver lining of being super, super present within the life that you're creating, because had I known that the missing puzzle piece to me feeling fulfilled and feeling loved and feeling more joy in my life was just me sitting down and reflecting, finding things I like a Netflix show, and just being proud of watching it because I created this life, or finding some clothing brand that I really rock with and wanting to be earn buying a piece of clothing. Like, we can sit here and drill ourselves into the ground mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, until we're blue in the face, until we have more than we can even comprehend. But it's that subtle shift of just making sure you can appreciate the fucking grind that you guys have done. And that's the biggest thing that I realized, I don't know anything else in terms of the goals. Like, I had a couple messages that I was going to try to relay as I was sitting here doing this podcast, just talking about them. But I don't have any goals at all right now besides just like what I said. I want to be happy. I want to pay off my debt, which is a goal, which I have a lot of it because I got student loans, got line of credits, things like this, and just be fucking incredibly happy. And I want to fall in love with my training again, as I already have, and just be almost ungodly proud of myself. Like, almost like I literally cried so many times after I past 2 weeks, just being proud of I'm just proud of the realizations, proud of the commitments I'm making right now. And, I was even joking with my brother. I was just joking with just our niece, with his daughter, and my niece just being like, man, I can't, not saying I'm rushing time by any means, but we were just shooting the shit, talking some shit. And, he said something about how she'll be driving me home from downtown when she's 16 or 17. And I was like, fuck that, dude. I'm going to be the one calling you, telling you that she's passed out on the couch because I had to pick her ass up. You know what I mean? Just knowing that she trusts me in that regard to take care of her, and that she got family. That's what I care about. I want to prove, and this is crazy too, prove them. Not that I got to prove it by any means, but, showcase least Emma's father, that we have a good life and standing, because I know how much they care for her, and like prove to her mother, like, yo, we got it, you know, like we're good. Not any negative standpoint that I got to, but that's what I'm saying. I want to be that. I want to make them proud. I want to make myself proud. You know, every single one of you clients that I'm working with every day, like I want to make you guys proud. I want to be in the trenches with you guys more, which is why I'm sharing the training stuff with you guys more. But the training I'm doing, my entire training program, and I'll finish this off because I don't want to make this too long-winded because it's already 20 minutes just about. I went from doing all aesthetic-based training, bodybuilding, very bro split type stuff, to I have 4 main workouts a week right now. I have 1 active recovery day, so that's 5 days in the gym, and then that's typically what I was doing already, and then like another active recovery day. But I'm now doing deadlifts, trap bar deadlifts for my back day, brand new. Have never done those in my entire life. My leg day, I'm doing front barbell squats. Haven't done those in fucking years. I'm doing flat barbell bench press again. Haven't done that in fucking years because I pulled my pec. And then even on shoulder day, I'm doing standing barbell military press. Like, this is insane. All of these movements are entirely different than what I've ever done. And it goes back to what I'm saying. I'm just putting myself in this box to make sure that I'm feeling the pressure to get that diamond out of myself and my capabilities and my opportunities. And right off the bat, I'm already way more excited. I already feel way more in alignment with who I need to become. I already feel more proud of myself. I already feel that an organic energy. And even shout out Julian, one of my best friends, like sent him a voice note because I even went and got my blood panels done. I got all of my blood work done. They even made me piss in a cup. That's how much shit I got checked out. And I was like, God damn, you know, just to make sure. I got an appointment, I can't remember when, but to go over all of it to make sure I'm good. Just want to be happy and healthy, you know. But even he said when I sent him a voice note, because like a lot of you guys know, like I smoke weed, do some stuff like that. I don't like, you know, and I don't want to put myself in a box and be like, oh my God, you smoke weed. It's like, dude, recreational, you know what I mean? And I actually have a medical license to prove that I need it for stress and PTSD and things like that. But like, I haven't even smoked at all. Not even a fucking lick since I've been sick. Like I just want to have the just new renowned sense of self of who I am. And like, you know, when I sent Julian a voice note, he was like, I don't know what you're doing. He goes, but this sounds like Trey. And it meant the world to hear that from him because, you know, that's my best friend, you know. And actually it's crazy because to finish it off, that's Julian's my best friend. He's my rib. And Isaac was my best friend and my rib before them. You know, like I hung out with Isaac every day practically from grade 6 and 7. And then grade 8, I played Xbox a lot and just sit in the house because I was getting in trouble too much, honestly, with Isaac and those guys, to be honest. But then, you know, I met Julian, hung out with him grade 8 and 9, and well, on Xbox in grade 8 because he lived in North Carolina. But as soon as he moved home in grade 9, we've been best friends ever since. And, you know, for him now, it's like, you know, we would have been maybe, 14 at the time. So for that to be fucking, 14, 15, 16 years later, and him saying that I finally sound like myself again, just meant the world. And, you know, I know this podcast is going a little bit longer winded, but a couple weeks off, I feel like I just had to share a lot with you guys. And, you know, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is like how proud you are of yourself. And I can promise you, every single one of you guys listening right now, because I don't hang with any types of motherfucking bums, which is why I love everyone that I communicate with and articulate myself with and I work with. You guys are badass fucking human beings. And I think the biggest thing is, well, again, it's a different conversation to talk about how you feel about your progress, where you think you should be alongside the work you've been putting in. But the fact you have been fucking showing up, period, is the thing I want you to hang your hat on, because no one in your family's doing it. No one in your friend group's doing it. And I can promise you, like, you're never going to look back with regrets as to you showing up every single fucking day. And even your day-to-day worry and your week-to-week worry of where you think you should be alongside of how much you're actually working, the most incredible thing alongside that is you're never going to look back and judge yourself for the lack of results you think you got. You're going to look back and be incredibly proud of the work that you've been doing and been putting in. And it's in those moments you're going to realize you should have given yourself that much more praise, because that's all that fucking matters. Is, are you on the right path? Yes or no? And if it's yes, you got to be proud of yourself, period. And that is it. I feel like I got some more things I wanted to touch on, but again, 20 minutes. I don't want this to be too long-winded. I appreciate you all so fucking much. And 2025, you're going to see a hell of a lot more of a confident version of myself. I'm going to be articulating myself in a hell of a lot more positive manner. I'm going to be talking a lot of shit in terms of things that I believe I want to stand more on in terms of my opinion, like in the industry for fitness, you know, and just standards for coaching, standards for a lot of different things, you know, because at the end of the day, like I said, I realized I wasn't playing 110% to my potential just because I just wasn't looking at myself through the right lens. So now I'm going to be documenting the entirety of this lens, because you guys all deserve to be in there just like I am. Other than that, I appreciate you guys all. I hope you guys have the absolute best fucking week of your guys' lives. Appreciate you guys all for tuning in and, of course, your patience. And if there's anything at all that any of you guys ever need, you guys know how to get a hold of me. Reach out. You guys have no idea how much the smallest messages mean the most. To me, it's insane, like especially when people aren't my clients or direct community and I get messages from all over the world. A couple of you guys listening to this from Australia, India, Norway, Europe, European Union. There's so many people out there that listen to these episodes. And, at the end of the day, if there's anything I could do for any fucking single one of you guys, especially my clients, I got you guys. Please reach out, because at the end of the day, you're capable of reaching out and you're deserving of the help. And all you got to do is ask for it. That's just the craziest thing. But I appreciate you guys all. Have the best motherfucking week of your guys' lives. And at the end of the day, keep fucking showing up, leading from the front, and setting the fucking standard. Let's go.
I'm pumping off adrenaline. I'm way too in my element. I know there's people better than, but right now who is better than? A man that's working hard as shit, trying to find a pot to piss. Showing all the ups and downs, shit is filled with awkwardness. Working on my discipline, time for me, I schedule it. Show my life unedited.